Hello, everybody. This is Domina, the witchess of this house, and I am glad that you are here. And as you can see on my screen that I am sharing with you, yes, I went to see Sinners, the movie Sinners, um, directed by Ryan Coogler. Actually, the visionary behind it. He didn't just direct it; he wrote it, directed, he edited, he did it all, and he did it all extremely well. I want to talk about some of the highlights that I got from it, and they're really just going to be highlights because I can be here all day. And if you've had any recommendations come up in your feed, I'm sure you've seen many reviews on this movie. Whether some people loved it, liked it, thought it was the best movie of the year thus far, or maybe it didn't vibe with them, or whatever the case may be. I'm putting my 2 cents in. So first, whew, I saw it twice. I saw it. Let me back up. Initially, I wasn't going to see it because one, the name of the movie, two, the time frame that it was being released, which was last weekend, and that was Easter weekend. And for me, initially, I thought, okay, it's going to be another slave time piece about our downtrodden ways as Black people in this land, and um, we were going to be in need of a savior, and that whole spiel that last weekend was about. Um, but after watching a couple of the trailers, even with that hesitation, I was intrigued, and so I went ahead and I saw it by myself last weekend. My husband and I, we usually don't go to new movies the week that they premiere, but I was stoked and I wanted to see what it was about. I knew it, had something to do with vampires, and I'm not a big fan of scary movies, but I like Ryan Coogler. I like Michael B. Jordan. I've seen Black Panther. I've seen Wakanda Forever. I've seen all the Creed movies many times. And so he hadn't failed me to this point. So I wanted to, check this one out. I know that this one was original from front to back, beginning to end. Um, and hearing a little bit about the backdrop, how it was paying homage to his uncle, who is no longer with us. And so I was intrigued, and I went to see it last Sunday. Oh, good golly, Miss Molly, was that movie something, and much more. And I wanted to come on last week and just say a few things about it, but I was still processing everything. And it is so full and it is so rich, and there is so much to unpack. I would have been stumbling over my words. I was actually stumbling over my words, just trying to give my husband um, what I liked about it. Not just liked, what I loved about it, and what struck me so much. And I couldn't get the words out, and I was still processing mentally, emotionally, spiritually, the whole nine. I was still processing, so there was no way that I was going to be able to come on and be coherent and share my thoughts. So he and I went out last night to see it. He saw it for the first time. I saw it for a second time, and we saw it in IMAX because it was filmed for IMAX. And so we went and we saw it in a theater that um, um, carried the IMAX, and we watched it there. Oh, it was awesome sauce the first time around, but seeing it in IMAX that second time around, it was fantabulous. So what I want to do, I had to write some things down because I would be all over the place if I didn't. So I want to give you the cast of characters, and then I have a couple of descriptors of the movie that hit me, and I'll kind of unpack it as I hit those descriptors. So here are our main characters. Ryan Coogler, obviously, he's the visionary behind all this. Michael B. Jordan plays uh, dual roles as twins. One brother's name is Smoke, the other brother's name is Stack. We have Haley Steinfeld, who played Mary, one of the boys. She is Mary is Smoke's love interest. And then we have Wunmi Mosaku. She is Annie, and she plays, um, let's see, no, Annie and Smoke are love interests, and Stack and Mary are love interests. He did a really good job because I was having a hard time keeping them apart when they weren't with the ladies. So shout out to you, Michael B. Jordan. You did the doggone thing. Okay, so then we go on to Lin Jun Lee, or Lee Jun Lee. She played Grace Chow. We have Omar Benson, who played Cornbread. We have Jamie Lawson, who played Perline. Lola Kirk, who played Joan. Delroy Lindo, the accomplished Delroy Lindo, played Delta Slim. I'm gonna keep going. Jack O'Connell, he played Remick. Dude, okay, keep going. Saul Williams, he played Uncle Jed. Yao played Bo Chow, who was the husband of Grace Chow. Peter Dramanis played Bert. Miles Caton. This was his first movie ever, I think. He's known for his singing. He grew up in the church. He's probably still in the church, but he grew up in the church, singing in the church. I saw a video of him where he was singing in the Potter's house, T.D. Jakes' church. His mother is a singer. Okay, let me move on. And then I don't want to give a spoiler on this one, but Miles Caton played Sammy, and the guest musician played old Sammy when he was later on in years. I don't want to give that away in case you haven't seen it, but it was a nice cameo and a beautiful surprise. So I'm going to keep that as a surprise in case you haven't seen it. You need to watch it. You need to watch from the beginning until the very last, not just scene of the movie, but the very last credit rolls of the movie. Just sit there until the screen goes black altogether. Just sit there. Just sit there. Okay, so those are the cast of characters. Let me give you some descriptors for me that I felt I got from this movie. The first one, hauntingly beautiful. It is set in Clarksdale, Mississippi. It was filmed in, I think, Louisiana, but the backdrop of the story is Clarksdale, Mississippi, back in October of 1932. So it's back in the Jim Crow era of the United States. Black folks are free, but maybe free in their mind, but not necessarily 100% free in their bodies. But it's in that time, and it's in that timepiece. And so we have these twin brothers, Smoke and Stack, who are from there. They moved on and did other things, and then they came back. The scenes that are in this movie, the cotton fields, the juke joint, and the area surrounding it, and the downtown area where the Black folks shopped and everybody was, and just the way that the locations themselves, the way everything was set up was just beautiful. And then we have the costumes. Everybody's in their garb for that timepiece. It was just stunning, just stunning. Even the scary, gory pieces and parts of it. Awesome. And like I said, I'm not a big fan of scary movies, but I was hooked from the very beginning of it. And it's not like I didn't get spooked and I didn't jump and I wasn't caught off guard, but that did not take away from any of the richness and the just the gorgeousness of the scenes in this movie. Every piece of it, whether it was in the hoodoo shop or whether it was on the side of the road, wherever they were, in the daytime, in the darkness, all of it was just hauntingly beautiful. You almost wanted to be scared because it just looked so good. That's my first descriptor. Second one, relationally complex. This movie deals with a lot of relationships. I just told you about the twin brothers. They each have a love interest. Those relationships were complex. The twins had a complex relationship with each other because they're twins and they have their own mind and their own way of thinking and their own idea how something should be done or should not be done. That was complex. We have the complex relationship with Sammy and his father. His father was a preacher. Sammy wanted to play the blues and play his guitar, and his dad was trying to persuade him to stay with him in the church and help him minister in the church. And Sammy had his own heart and his own desire and his yeah. Complex relationships. The next one, it is multi-layered. Oh, and going back to complex relationships, and maybe I'll say this. Yeah, I'll say that piece for one of the other descriptors I have. Multi-layered. So, like I said, we have relationship. We've got relationship with each other, relationships with the land, relationship with the area. It's layered with emotions. It's layered because everything, while they are individual pieces of the movie, if you don't have this piece, the movie is lacking. If you don't have this piece, the movie is lacking. So everything fit where it needed to be and made this movie full, whole, and complete, and at least left me wanting more. Next one, musically masterful. I love music. I grew up in the church. I've been singing. I think I came out the womb singing. I was probably singing in the womb. I've been singing all my life. I sang in high school choir. I sang in the church choir. I was, what is it? Praise worship leader. And leader. Not just singing solos, but actually directing. I've directed choirs. So music is my jam. I don't sing now in those areas, but I sing all the time. And this music, I forgot to write down, please forgive me, Ryan Coogler, if you so happen to see this video. Who did the music? Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. I cannot diss this young man who created this soundtrack. And I've been listening to it all week, so you'd think I would know his name by heart. And I do know it, but I don't want to mess it up, so I need to see it in front of me. Oh, yes, here it is. Ludwig Göransson. Man, he's Swedish, but he wrote some blues-ish music that is out of this world. And all the music, I will say, on this soundtrack is original music. It is not taking a song from that time area and then popping it into the movie. The music, again, I said, if you don't have this piece, the movie isn't whole and complete. If you don't have this piece, the movie isn't whole and complete. If you don't have this soundtrack, this movie is not whole nor complete. Every bit, the costumes, the twang and the accents, the scenery, and the music. And not just, it wasn't just blues music for the sake of blues music. It was blues music that touched your soul, that meant and gave meaning. And it helped to tell the story in this movie. Every song, whether it was instrumental or it had vocals behind it or with it, even if Sammy was playing or not playing. And I'm gonna keep going. I told you it's a lot. But this movie was something else. Oh my gosh. Musically masterful. Thank you. Culturally poetic is my next descriptor. Culturally poetic. It was not just a Black movie. And I need to make sure I say that. While it is based on the story of twin brothers who happen to be Black during a time of the Black the Black experience in this country. It was not just a movie filled with Black people. And when I say that Mr. Coogler is visionary, he is, because there weren't just Black people in the South. I don't care who wants to deny that. It wasn't, nor was it, it wasn't, let me say it this way, it wasn't just Black and white people in the South. It just wasn't. There were Native Americans there. There were Asian people there. And in this movie, there are even Irish people there. Did I tell you? I think I did. I'm gonna keep going. It was culturally poetic in the fact that all these different nationalities were represented. And some may have been upset that there weren't any Hispanics that were represented in the movie. And there are certainly Hispanic people in the South, but in this movie, the ones who were the nationalities that were represented, it was represented in such a respectful and respectable way. And when I go back to that complex, that relational complex, that played into it too, because there were Irish, the white Irish that were down there in this timepiece. And while, you know, we as Black people talk about us being colonized, so were they. But it becomes complex because even the colonizers, and I'm trying not to give out too much, but even the colonized were trying to become colonizers. If you get my meaning, they weren't trying to indoctrinate religiously, but in the way that represents this movie. If you catch my drift, okay. Let's keep going. It was just, like I said, everything is just intertwined. You've got the relations with the twins and their love interest, and then Mary, who we bring in the cultural piece, who is what they called mulatto back in that day, because I think in the story it was her grandfather, who was half Black. Turns out that's a true narrative for her in her real life, and so it just all those little nuances that made this movie whole and complete, and not just entertaining, but an experience. I left that theater. Before I even left, I was in that theater almost jumping out of my skin. The hoodoo, the spirituality of hoodoo was in this movie. And that, when I talked about authentic, that was, oh my gosh, it wasn't just she had a mojo bag in her hand and she blew on it and then that was it. No, she took time. This was Annie playing that role. She took the time to open the bag up and to put more essence in it, and then to bless it and hold it in her hands and bless it and do with the candles and the light and dripping and oh my gosh. This movie was something else, and I'm not even scratching the surface, and I'm not trying to go super deep with it. I'm just trying to paint just a minor picture of this major blockbuster, this major successful movie that I, as a Black woman, so appreciate, that I, as a Black descendant of slaves, appreciate, that I, as a Black practitioner of hoodoo and witchcraft and occultism, I am so honored to have seen this and experienced this movie. I am so honored that we could show, that Mr. Coogler could show on film our experience and make it beautiful and something that we could be proud to watch. And not only Black people need to see this movie, every culture needs to see this movie and then see yourself in here. I said Sammy and his father, their relationship was that parent-child who now he's growing up and becoming a man and wanting to make decisions for himself. You know that you have that in your lifetime. You don't have to be Black to resonate with that. You just have to be a son or a daughter, a mother or a father to resonate with that. And whether yours was to the extreme as Sammy's was, it does not matter. The fact that you are a parent and you know that your child was growing and they're starting to break away, but you want to keep them cute and at 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 before they started, before they went to school, because you still had control, you still had them in your arm, you still knew where they were 24/7, and now they're growing up and they're wanting to do their own thing and they're wanting to go their own way, and it's not the same way, not the same exact way that you walk, and you want them under your breast the whole time or right by your side, and it doesn't happen that way. And guess what? It's not supposed to, because our job as parents was to bring them in, teach them, mold, shape, and give them a strong foundation so that when they were to leave the nest, we weren't trying to hold on. We were allowing them to go and fly. Oh, mm, 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 mm. And then to hear all this in song and to see them dance and feel the motion. When I saw it at the regular theater the first time, I thought that was amazing. Seeing it in IMAX, I felt every vibration to my bones. It was so powerful. It was so magical. I think that word is appropriate. It was so magical, and I believe it was intentional, and I felt every intention that was in this movie hit my soul, down to my core, to my bones, to the blood vessels, every atom, ligament, muscle, my third eye, everywhere. It hit me everywhere. I'm finally starting to come down from the high of it all, but I'm telling you, if you have not seen it, please do. You don't have to be Black. You don't have to be Irish. You don't have to be Asian. You don't have to be anything in this movie but a human being with a soul to get something out of this, to feel the authentic story behind it, and then find your own story out of it and see how it resonates with you, and see how you can take yourself further, and you can work your magic through all this, and you can move beyond and move forward and stand on your own. Oh my gosh. There's so much in here. I'm not even going to try to go any further, but I hope what I have shared has encouraged you to go see it. If you haven't, maybe you picked on something that I said that you didn't see. And if you said, and I'm sure you saw something that I haven't even addressed, put it down in the comments, because I've been talking about it all week. I've been seeing videos all week, and I would love to hear your thoughts on it. So thank you for listening. Oh, me in my mind, I was going to show you different pictures, but I got caught up in just talking about it. Let me share the other, and I'm sure you've seen it. So this is the one with a lot of the cast members in it. Smoke and Stack. Let me see. Where's my pointer? I don't know if you see it. So that is Annie. This is Mary. Delta Slim. That is Grace Chow. That's Sammy, young Sammy. This boy. Okay, before I go off, let me just make this last comment. And let me stop calling him a boy. This young man who is old enough to be my nephew, this young man didn't know how to play guitar before this movie. He learned how to play guitar for this movie and played it well. I wouldn't have known he was just learning how to play it the way he played, and the way he was comfortable in singing and playing it at the same time in every scene. Y'all go out and see this movie, please. I think there's one more. Is this the same one? Okay, this is a close-up picture. This is Cornbread. That's Cornbread right there. So y'all go see the movie if you haven't seen it. If you've seen it once, go see it again. Let's support Mr. Coogler's effort and thank him, appreciate him, and show him love for the work that he did. And I know it was tireless, and I know he had to fight the good fight to get this made, to get the backing and get everything that needed to be done to give us what we have seen and what we have witnessed and experienced. So that is all for today. Have a great week, everybody, and peace and blessings to you all.